Far.
Welcome back to FPL Faff with Jez, Jack, and Jim. I'm Jez.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Jim.
And Jack has forgotten what his name is, apparently.
I'm Brent. I am Jack.
Speaking of disappointing things, last game week made me sad, made me angry, made me want to quit fantasy football for the 29th time this year. How did you guys get on?
Go on, Jim.
Yeah.
You lead, mate.
No. Well, it was. I kept Bamford in, which was a huge win for me. He got 11 points. That was great. He's still flagged. I don't know why he's still flagged. Yeah,
I'm not sure about that one. I think he's good to go.
yeah. It's even for next week. He's still flagged as a knock. That's weird.
I think like a lot of the FPL managers, the FPL admin have taken a break over the international fixtures, and they'll update it soon.
That's it. It must be that because no one's gone up and down in value yet, and I just know for a fact that Bale will be going down, and I don't think I'm going to be taking him out. I don't know if that's a mistake. It's going to be against Newcastle, but if he doesn't play, because we thought he would play last time, and he didn't, right? So. But my other two Spurs players did really, really well. I got Kane, I captained him. He got 14. I should have captained Lucas Moura. He finished on 9.
Nice.
And that is literally about it. I remember I brought in Tierney and Antonio, and Tierney's the one that got me 7. Harrison got me 7.
Oh.
And that's it. I've literally just mentioned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players. So Harrison 7, Lucas Moura 9, Antonio 7, Kane 14, Bamford 11. All the rest of my players just might as well didn't even play.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't.
What's your total then, Jim?
I finished on 52 on this blank game week.
Oh, do you know, I'm very jealous because I'm looking at my team and all I see are zeros.
Horrendous.
And I can't believe it. You know, I had a lot of players actually play, or they should have been playing. Obviously, Bale got rested or benched. Not great. That's a 0 from him. Son is not back from his injury just yet. Big fat 0. Cresswell did play, but got 0.
Oh.
So actually, you know, I'll just go through my team. Back to front, I've got, Martinez with 1. Very, very good. Konsa also with 1. Dallas with 2.
This epitomizes your whole FPL season.
It does. So Dallas with 2. Aino with 1. Bruno with 0. Son with 0. Bale with 0. Lingard with 12 and my vice captain.
Very nice.
I'm really mad at myself that I did not captain him. Ollie Watkins with 2 and Harry Kane with 7, which turns into 14, giving me a big fat total of 33.
Ooh.
Wow.
Still above average, though.
You would have been ruined.
Yeah, absolutely. But I am dropping places, losing ground in our FPL leagues, so I really need to do some bits next week. Jack, how'd you get on?
I didn't do too bad. Not as good as Jim. I finished on 50 for the week, which I was fairly happy with. I tried to do my best to set myself up for the blank game week. So I had what I thought was going to be 10 starting players. That ended up being 9 with a certain Gareth Bale sitting firmly on the bench for Spurs' game. But no, it wasn't too bad. I had Areola in goal with 1. Defence was poor, actually. Areola 1, Reguilon, who I bought in, with 1. Konsa, who I already had, with 1. Dallas with 2. The nice addition was Veltman with 10. That was...
oh yeah, you're right. Shit defense. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That was fortunate. And I like how forward he's playing. You know, I remember Tarek Lamptey before his injury was that assist player for Brighton on the right-hand side. Looks like Veltman's doing a half-decent job of replicating that. And then in the midfield, I also brought in Bale, who didn't play. Rafinha I had in my team with 8, which was a nice touch. Harry Kane, who I also captained, so 7 turns into 14. And big Patricio Bamford, who I think should have been in the England squad. I was gutted for him that he wasn't. I also had Ollie Watkins, who got me 2, who I think I've got serious doubts over. He's just not a player that I want from game week 31 onwards.
Yeah, no, totally. I guess the only thing to consider is they've still got a game in hand, so it's likely they will end up on a double. Well, they are going to end up on a double at some point.
That's true.
Probably soon. I was looking at the dates of their fixtures. They do have... There basically only looks like there's going to be one time slot where it makes sense to slot it in, which is, I think, between game weeks 32 and 33, if memory serves. 31 and 32. Nestled in between Liverpool and Manchester City. Not great.
Yeah, and it's Everton as well, right? Everton's the game. I mean,
yeah,
their run of fixtures, Villa, they got Fulham next, followed by, as you say, Jez, Liverpool, City. Then they got a nice break with West Brom, but they've got to play Everton twice here. I don't back them at all. And then the end of the season, my God, they got United, Palace, Tottenham, Chelsea. It's horrific.
I want to get rid of all of my Villa players, so I'm going to set myself up so that game week 33, I've got a full 11 playing. After that, Konsa's definitely going to leave. Watkins is going to leave. I'm probably going to keep Martinez just because. But yeah, there's going to be a mass exodus.
I mean, I'm probably going to keep Martinez in target for the foreseeable future. I mean, they're against Fulham next, so I'm keeping it really short. Yeah. I'm keeping it short. I'm not playing long game at all. I'm looking at my team for next week, and I have to have a really strong bench, and I really hate it. At the moment, I've got Pope, Diaz, Harrison, and Tierney on the bench.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Wow, that's a mental bench.
That is mental.
I think you're right, though, to have as great as Tierney's been recently. I do think Liverpool, I can see Liverpool scoring against Arsenal, and then you're solely relying on attacking returns. But maybe for future weeks, I think we'll be talking about not necessarily just Tierney, but Arsenal as a team and their fixtures are looking pretty interesting.
They are. So, do you reckon this is smart? I've got Rudiger, Targis, and Dallas as a 3 defence.
Yes, I think that's smart.
Yeah, I agree.
They're against West Brom, Chelsea, and then Villa against Fulham, and Leeds against Sheffield. So,
I've done something very similar. I'm going to be going Konsa, Cresswell, and Dallas across the back, and I've got John Stones sitting on the bench currently. So,
yeah. It's mad that we've just benched. For in the midfield, I've got Fernandes against Brighton. I've got Bale at the moment. I'm still undecided to get him out or not. Gundogan and Lucas Moura. Honestly, you guys made fun of me with Lucas Moura. Every week I've had him in, he's returned for me.
I was wrong there. He's been looking very busy for Spurs, and he's a really interesting price point. You did very well to get him in when you did, Jim. He might actually be, particularly for their double, he might be one to hang on for a few more weeks, particularly when Son's still not certain of coming back.
I think I'll be doing that swap with Bale to Son. And then I've got Bamford, Kane, and Antonio up front. So I think I'm captaining Kane, maybe Bruno. That's about it.
Nice.
I think Kane against Newcastle is going to be the most popular captaincy choice of the week. I don't think that's in any question. Bruno, if you want a nice differential, could be a good shout. But for me this week, the armband is going to be slapped on Harry Boy.
I think it's dangerous if you have Kane. I just think you look at it in the plain light of day, and it's an obvious choice, right? You're Kane away at Newcastle with a team who are destined for going down, in my opinion. I think they will. I think they'll finish 18th, which is really sad as a football fan to see Newcastle in that situation again. But it's one of those as well. You don't want to risk not. I mean, if you're fortunate saying that, if you want to protect your lead, and the three of us are doing pretty well in our mini league, but if you don't have Harry Kane captain, you're really banking on, say, a dare I say it, a Bale or a Fernandes or even a Bamford against Sheffield United. That becomes quite interesting too.
Yeah.
Definitely. In fact, I don't know. He got me 11 points. Bamford did.
Thing is with Bamford,
he should have been my armband.
Thing is, when he turns up, okay, 11 points is not bad, but when Harry Kane turns up, it's usually like 15 to 20. I
remember that game against Palace, right? 2 goals, 2 assists, 3 bonus. Just comes away with 19 points. I mean, that's the kind of thing that he can do in a heartbeat. He's looked good for England in the 2 games that he's played. He's for me, he's the essential player for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. I mean, the prices have indicated that. I mean, over the last few weeks, he's gone up like 0.5 or 0.6 even.
Yeah.
Just because everybody's suddenly clicked into gear and they've realized, I am crazy if I don't have this man in my team.
Funny you should say value. My team value right now is 106.6.
Oh my god!
Wow. See, I've stopped caring about value because we're on the home stretch, really.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to get in the form players, and that's that. If
You
I have
have
to
to.
prepare for blanks, then that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if I lose the investments that I made at the start of the season.
Yeah,
This does not matter to me anymore.
Yeah, I think you're right. This is not the time to be focusing on value anymore. With as much.
You're right. You're
With
definitely
9
right.
games to go. But who's making transfers this week?
I haven't made a transfer just yet. I'm sort of holding off until all the internationals are done. I want to make sure that all of my players are healthy before I make any decisions. But I think what I am going to do is get rid of
Mm-hmm.
Aina for maybe Luke Shaw.
Yeah, nice.
or potentially even Cesar Azpilicueta.
Yeah,
I'm looking at Chelsea's run of fixtures. I think they've got West Brom this week, and that's very nice.
Yeah.
that is very nice.
West Brom followed by Palace, followed by Brighton. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you take it. It's a weird one. I'm looking to play my wild card next week, and I've got 1 free transfer. And if I don't make that transfer, it goes to waste when I play the wild card. But
Make one. Yeah.
So I'm thinking of making 1, but I'm looking at the fixtures for the players I have, and I'll be honest, I don't know who I'd take out. I'll run through my team very quickly. I've got Pope against Southampton, a back 3 of Reguilon against Newcastle, Concert against Fulham, Dallas against Sheffield United, and then a midfield of Bruno, Bale, Rafinha, Salah, and Gundogan, and Kane and Bamford up top, which leaves me with a bench of John Stones, Watkins, and Veltman, who I just wouldn't play in any case. But if I'm going to do anyone, it's probably for Gareth Bale and trying to alleviate some risk. If he doesn't play, I'd rather have a Lingard or even a Jota, to be honest.
So, I mean, sure.
Yeah.
My concern is that you're going to want Bale in 2 weeks' time when they have a double.
Is
Or
he
you're
going to
gonna
play
want-
both games?
You're going to want
though?
3 Spurs anyway.
Is he going to play both games?
So this is it. I'm just not convinced he's going to play, and I'd rather on my wild card next week hopefully have a bit more indication as to whether Son's going to be back or not, because by that time, in a week's time, I'm hoping that he's had a bit more rest, and if he has, then Son is coming in for Bale without question.
So my question is for you, Jack. Why then are you going to play your wild card now instead of waiting to see for a couple more weeks? Why don't you play it in game week 32?
Because I consider it's a good point. I considered it. I'm just looking at the rest of my squad, and I feel like there are improvements to be made. I mean, I'm not going to want Veltman for the long term. I definitely don't want Villa for the long term. I've got 2 of those players. I don't like the idea of having 3 leads, to be honest. So there's a few changes I'm going to want to make anyway. I've got 2 decent goalies in Pope and Areola. It's not normally my style. I just kind of want to go set and forget. And then the big thing that I feel like I'm essentially missing actually, is a Chelsea defender, and I need to get one in soon.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
they're looking so solid. I just got to choose who the right one is. I'm leaning towards Azpilicueta just for lack of risk of rotation, or Mendy in goal.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Mendy in goal's a shout. I don't know. I think you've got a reasonable keeper in Nick Pope. How much is Mendy at the moment?
I think it's 5.1. He's cheaper than Pope.
Yeah.
Just check 5.2. Okay. Well, you know what? If he's cheaper than Pope, I would be getting him in because they've got much better fixtures. They've been racking up the clean sheets. I mean, to be honest, I think that's the change I would make this week if I were you.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I've got to make one.
just to
and,
keep.
well, it's either Pope
I mean,
against
I've got
Southampton.
Pope on the. I've got Pope on the bench.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I just don't really back Southampton though to score. Particularly with. Is Danny Ings going to be back? I'm not sure, but I just
it's hard to say. But I mean, Shea Adams has been looking okay. Well, better than okay even. I don't know. I think Southampton will score against Burnley.
Yeah.
That is my opinion.
and I can't see West Brom scoring against Chelsea, which probably makes my mind up
Not a
quicker.
chance. Yeah. There will be one light grazing of Mendy's gloves.
Oh, no
that
save
is
points here. He'll barely touch the ball.
Yeah. 6 points. Thank you very much. Bonus points of 1. Sorry, bonus point system of 1. I mean, not an actual.
He
bonus
will
point.
get a bonus point. Yeah. Oh,
No,
yeah.
I'm talking about the
yes,
system
yes,
that
yes,
determines who gets the.
yes.
Yeah.
Far